Hello friends, Joe here once again to look at some new characters. No more summer characters, they're gone now, so we're going to be having characters presumably related to this event, which if you haven't read it, it's a good one. But they did tease a Ragazzo unit, so I expect to see him. They teased something with like Kupitan. I don't know if it was like a completely new like Ogi animation or whatever, but or maybe it'll be like an eventual FLB or something. I'm not sure, but so yeah, let's just see who we get. Ragazzo, yep, in fire as to be expected, and then Meg Mari, dual unit presumably. Okay, interesting. Who is on rate up as well? Grand Monarch on rate up. So, all right then, let's take a look at their weapons as usual. Crimson Stinger, Fire Spear, Dispel and Fire Allies attack on Ogi. Big Mystery, Small Enmity, no FLB, so it's whatever. Marriage Ring, okay. Boost all allies, triple attack on Ogi. Big Might, Small Restraint, no FLB again, so again, not great. Anyway, let's take a look at Ragazzo, who's in fire. His Ogi is unworldly fire damage to a foe while Transcendenza, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, is in effect, activates twice. Okay, so potential double unworldly Ogi is pretty good. Skill 1, fire damage to all foes, supplement damage effect to caster, consumes 1 energia to attack twice each turn. I think that was the skill that was in the event. Is Wiki updated? It seems to be. It is, okay, cool. So this is a 100k damage supplement, which is very nice. And then double strike as well if you consume 1 energia. Don't know what these things are yet. Skill 2, 3-hit fire damage to a foe, remove 1 buff, activate twice upon consuming 1 energy. Yeah, cool. So 6 hits and then a double dispel. Pretty cool. Skill 3, sacrifice caster's HP to gain Transcendenza effect. Instant CA standby. Will be knocked out when effect ends. Okay. So he gets knocked out after 2 turns after using this. Interesting. Can withstand lethal damage, so basically he can't die for 2 turns. Attack is greatly boosted, so an enmity. Skills, additional effects activate without consuming energia, which, okay, that's pretty cool. Ends cooldown for all skills. So his skill, apart from his skill 3, at the end of turn, so you get that for both turns. You can get, okay, that's cool. That's pretty cool. His passives, no charge bar gain upon normal attacks, boost to attack, deal triple attacks, counters upon taking damage 1 hit. And consume 1 energia upon normal attacks to deal fire damage to all foes. Starts battle with 5 energia, can't recover, while Transcendenza is in effect, activates without consuming energia. Okay. So numbers, this sacrifices 99% of his HP. This here is a 20% perpetuity mod, which is very nice. The enmity from this is 40 to 120% attack up, which is pretty decent. But yeah, he just shows up. He does a shit ton of damage. And then he dies. So, I mean, I think the main like use of his kit is you use this turn 1, you get 2 turn, you get unworldly damage, you get his skills recast. He does a bunch. He'll do like this on his 2nd turn. Basically, you start the fight, you hit this, he beats the shit out of the boss for 2 turns, and then he dies, which lets you bring in an evoker. Frau or Alanan. You could probably use him for a bit longer. Wait, you could use, I don't know, he has what, 5 of these energy attacks, so that would give you 1, 2, and then 3 normal attacks. So you could use him for like up to like what, 5 or 6 turns, I guess. But he seems like evoker fodder, which he seems pretty good at that. If you're using him in fire, like he's gonna put out a shit ton of damage. And if you're using him in not fire, you're not doing like Revan's fights, which will just kill off any non-correct element character. Like he's, I mean, you can basically get an evoker out in 2 turns, guaranteed, which is nice. There are probably other ways to get it out quicker, but that's obviously a bit more RNG focused. You could use Nighthound if you don't want to use it MC. You have stuff like Christmas Rackham, but that, or like Earth Ire if you haven't like properly upgraded him. I don't know if they fixed that or not, but that obviously requires RNG since it requires him to get hit. But yeah, he seems like a really good evoker fodder to bring out an evoker. And if you're using him in fire, like he said, because he just does a shit ton of damage for those 2 turns. Not much else to say really. That's pretty much it. If you FLB'd Frau, like I did, and you want to get her out pretty quickly, then he seems really good for that. Since he can at least, I guess, pull his weight for those couple turns. But anyway, moving on to Meg and Mari. Dual unit, interesting. Still in dark. Meg's summer SSR was in dark as well. So Ogi, massive dark damage to full end cooldown for Primal Waters. Skill 2 and 3 are linked. Skill 1, Pebble of Happiness effect to caster, remove Shark Launcher effect. When Pebble of Happiness is in effect, boost to attack and defense, deal triple attacks, 20% boost to charge bar, and restore HP at end of turn. For 5 turns, and this is a 5-turn cooldown, okay. And then skill 2, Shark Launcher effect to caster, remove Pebble of Happiness. Upon normal attacks, when Shark Launcher is in effect, 3 hit dark damage to all foes, hit to attack defense, and dark defense stackable. Cool. Primal Waters, 4 hit dark damage to all foes, 2 random debuffs. Ooh, including permanent special attack lower stackable. That's pretty nice. First passive, fighting alongside allies stirs the heart of wanting to protect one's beloved Auguste. Boost to Meg and Mari's attack, charge bar gain, and skill damage count based on number of main allies. So that's not exactly hard to fulfill. Do we have? We do. So you have 4 main allies, which you will, unless you seriously fucked up. She gets 30% perpetuity attack, 20% charge bar gain, and 15% skill damage cap. So nothing huge. The perpetuity attack is nice, but skill damage cap I could have been a bit better, but that's whatever. Skill passive 2, when any foe has 5 or more debuffs, Primal Waters activates twice. Cool. So more skill damage. I feel like my main thing that stands out to me is this. Like maybe if you do, maybe that it would make her pretty decent in like say like an Areshka Gal setup. If you're using like Agonize or whatever in your grid for that, probably maybe not best, but probably a decent pick if you don't have like other better characters. Like I know like Summer Meg, her other version, is usually a pretty decent pick in those kind of setups because she gives herself a bunch of self-steroids without having to do much. Obviously you have other characters. You have Yukata Ilsa, who is obviously like best in slot for Reshka Gal. You have Six, you have Bowman. So with this, she's probably a pretty decent sub for that. Don't know, she might not be the best if you have everyone else, but I will leave that for the theory crafters. This just seems a bit more sustain oriented. I think most of the time you're probably going to want to use this. The healing cap is 1500, which is fine, especially since it's every turn. The attack is 30% perpetuity and 30% defense. Defense could be a bit higher, but 30% perpetuity attack, which alongside this, that's like 60% total, so that's pretty decent. The random debuffs is nice. This will be... should be able to get this off pretty often just because of it resets on Ogi. But yeah, she seems pretty good. For an unlimited, not bad. Like, especially if you're like a newer player or your like grid's a bit weaker, like having this, like stacking, like having like a 60% perpetuity attack means that she's going to be doing decent damage for you if you're on the weaker side. Plus, you know, that gives her some sustain as well. But and if you're in wanting more bursty stuff, there is this, because if you have Agonize, that's just 3 extra hits on normal attacks, which if you're using it with a Ragazzo, that's going to be 2 normal attacks per turn. So yeah. Like I said, probably not super strong, probably not like super top tier for those kind of setups, but probably, like I said, probably decent to use if you don't have like the full setups, if you don't have like better characters to use in those kind of burst setups like a Ragazzo and whatnot. She's probably a decent fit for that. Like I said, I would wait for people who actually know what they're talking about to get the final word on that, but probably pretty decent for a subtextual character. So yeah, same with Ragazzo. I want Ragazzo just so I can have a really easy evoker bringer outer. But yeah, that's that. Not too much this time, so now that all the summer stuff's over. So just non-limiteds from here on out until probably Halloween. Maybe we'll get a grand or 2 before then if we're lucky. But anyway, that's that. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.